know you can still be defeated even as a royal priesthood? Listen carefully to this. There is a story in Deuteronomy chapter 1 verses 18 to 46 that many of us never took note of. In this story, Moses recounted how and why the Israelites failed in their first conquest. Don't forget, the Israelites are God's chosen people, just as we saw in Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 2. Yet, they still failed. After the Israelites left Egypt through the mighty and outstretched arm of God, it was time for them to begin to take possessions of the land God has promised to give them in a conversation with their forefather Abraham. God had a covenant with Abraham in Genesis chapter 15 verses 18 to 21, where he told him he is giving his descendants, which are the children of Israel, inheritances from the river of Egypt to the river Euphrates, to the land of the Kenites, the Kenizzites, Kadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephraimites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites, and Jebusites. You see how great these inheritances are, right? So when they got to the land of the Amorites, Moses told them to go up and possess the land. He encouraged them not to be afraid nor dismayed. Moses then sent 12 men, each from the 12 tribes of Israel, as spies to the land. These spies came back with the fruits of the land that shows the fertility of the land, but also came with a virus, the virus of fear, of low self-esteem, of smallness, of we can't do this. They brought news of how they saw the children of the Anaks, the first giants that ever lived. 10 of these spies brought evil reports except 2, which are Joshua and Caleb. On hearing this, the Israelites began to wail, and the only thing they could say was that because God hated them, he has brought them out of the land of Egypt to deliver them into the hand of the Amorites to destroy them. Can you imagine that? Moses tried to pacify them. He reminded them of what God did in the land of Egypt before their very own eyes, but his plea fell into deaf ears. The Lord was angry, and he took an oath against them that none of them shall see the good land which he had sworn to give to them, only their children, and of course Joshua and Caleb. When they heard this verdict, they repented. They gathered themselves and were ready to go to war. But the Lord told them expressly through Moses not to go to war nor fight, because he was not among them. But they wouldn't listen. They went regardless, and they were defeated just as God has said. In fact, the Bible recorded that the Amorites chased them, swarming over them like a hive of bees. In this video, we will be discussing some of the lessons we can learn from this story. First, our God is a covenant-keeping God. God made a covenant with Abraham to give inheritances to his descendants, and he was ready to fulfill that covenant even after so many years. This should tell us that our God is ever faithful, and no matter how long it takes, if he has said it, then he will do it. But then, there is no victory without a fight. So the Israelites had to fight to displace the dwellers of the land, and to do this, they needed to summon courage. But just as we saw from the story, the 10 spies came and discouraged them. Now, if I may ask, what kind of people do you surround yourself with? Naysayers or encouragers? The caliber of people we have in our team determines if we would fulfill God's purpose or not. We need the likes of Joshua and Caleb, and we should be one as well. Joshua and Caleb were not destroyed like others because they saw with the lens of God, and the lens of God is the lens of faith. On the other hand, the Israelites had a choice on whose reports they would listen to. When in dilemma, what voice do you listen to? That of the environment that tells you of your inabilities and incapabilities, or God's words that tells you you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you? Also, the Israelites did not put to heart how God came through for them in Egypt. You see, the strength needed to win a present battle is most times gotten from past victories. Little wonder the psalmist would always tell his soul not to forget the Lord's benefits. And the last straw that broke the camel's back was that the Israelites went for war without God. The presence of God makes the difference, and to go without God is to sign up for a life of defeat. It is suicidal to go on with a mission, assignment, or purpose, no matter how noble it is, without God. Believers, it is high time, like Moses we said, if the presence of God will not go with us, we won't move an inch. What other lessons can you learn from this story? Let me see it in the comment section. And don't forget to like and share. And please subscribe to this channel. Let's build a community of Bible lovers who wouldn't just read the Bible as a novel, but would also apply the lessons learned. Thank you and God.